Yeah, what's up? Was that my voice? Oh shit! Welcome back to another episode of the JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, guys. In a special episode of the JCA Sports Podcast, as we're doing the pregame for the Bears game tonight on a Thursday night here, Week 5 against the Commanders. That will be on in about roughly an hour and a half, maybe hour 30, whatever. Yeah, it's time. It's time for another week of Bears football. Another week of hopefully, what looks like another week of misery. Hopefully not. But we want to know what you guys think. We want to know what you guys' thoughts. Are you guys prep? Are you guys excited for week 5? Why did I say week 3? Week 5 of Bears versus Commanders in a game where the Bears desperately need a win, guys. They desperately need a win. They desperately need to have a great performance once again that we got in a game, but they need to close out and win out there for us Bears fans, and mainly more for them too as well. I mean, for their confidence, I guess you can say. But first things first, I'm Eric Lavila here on the JCA Sports Podcast. Make sure you guys follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, under the Star Six Media Productions, as we give you guys live shows weekly. They're not only just the JCA Sports Podcast, but also Big League Chicago and Only Football too as well. So make sure you just look out for that one too as well. Hit the little bell to get notified when our shows are live. So yeah, we got a lot to get into, guys. And honestly, it's just only one thing to talk about today. Today is that one day where it's just, I mean, what other day, right? But another day of the Chicago Bears football. This time on a Thursday night, prime time. Not only that the local of Chicagoland area, Northwest Indiana, get to see, but also the entire world gets to see us too as well. Yeah, we're gonna show the world that we suck. All right. But let's be optimistic about it, right? Tevin Jenkins is back. He's on the injury. He's off the injury list. He's back. He's back on the roster. They activated him today, as I'm reading here right now. Also, Jaquan Brisker is back too as well. They they activated him too as well off a hamstring injury. The thing is about those two. I mean, with Tevin Jenkins, okay, great. We knew this was coming. There was a week prep of him. Now with Jaquan Brisker, him coming back though off a hamstring injury that he got off week 1, it's a little too soon in my eyes. Honestly, it's soft tissue injury. I think that those injuries are always lingering, are always tedious too as well. They're just one of those injuries where if you come back too soon, you're gonna mess yourself up a lot quicker. So it's we're gonna play that by ear. I know they're not gonna give a lot of playing time to Jaquan Brisker, and hopefully Tevin Jenkins too as well. Um, that's what we got too as well. Oh, how can I forget about this too as well? Um, Sad day too for the Bears community. You should have started off the show like this. I literally just forgot. And look, just as I was thinking about it, Bobby comes up. Yeah, Dick Buckus, rest in peace. 51. Probably news about roughly about an hour ago that Dick Buckus had passed away. It's weird, right? How that just comes around, comes back. But yeah, Dick Buckus passed away at the age of 80 today. Right before kickoff. It's crazy. Apparently, he died peacefully overnight in his sleep. I mean, I guess that's the one. If you want to go, that's the best way you could go with by going to sleep. But yeah, he passed away at the age of 80. Chicago Bears legend, Hall of Famer, uh, Dick Buckus. So yeah, sad day for us Chicago Bears fans, for the people that saw Dick Buckus growing up, and obviously if you know the history of the Chicago Bears, what Dick Buckus really meant to the Chicago Bears fandom and fan base too as well, and really made what Chicago Bears football really is: defense and hard nose. That's 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 what basically Bears football is, and what made it the black and blue um, division, and go from there. Yeah, really, really sad day for the Chicago Bears. Hopefully, these our Bears team today. This Bears team could pay homage to him and hopefully get their first win of the season. The link is on the chat too as well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to join us today, the link is on here. If you guys want to join us, talk about the Bears and pregame to the Bears game today. Ooh, let's start off with the question that we all want to know: Can the Bears win today? Right? Very difficult game for the Bears. Short week going on the road against the Commanders, who played a very tough Eagles game and actually took the Eagles all the way to the brink, took them to overtime this past week. They still ended up losing to the Commanders. I mean, to the Eagles, but they played them hard. They played them tough. They played them pretty well throughout the whole entire. And I always say this: division games will always be tough, no matter if you're really really good or you're really really bad. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna play tough against your own teams because you face them twice a year. You already know their ins and outs and how they play and so on and so forth. So the division games will always be tough. That is always what I'm going to go with and die on that hill. You may get a shocked win here and there with the result against a tougher and more superior opponent. But that's what the Commanders did. They did that on the road. They didn't get the W, but they play the Eagles tough, and that's what you normally get from playing with your own division 2 times a year. So something to look out. Yeah, of course, that defensive front for the Washington Commanders is a real deal. I mean, they're not going to have. It's not going to be the Denver Broncos. I think Justin Fields is going to have less time than what he has than what he had on Sunday here at Soldier Field. But to take from what we got from Justin Fields on Sunday, it should be, hopefully we can see something similar to him. Something similar to what we got on Sunday from Justin Fields and from the Bears offense. It shouldn't be. I guess who am I, right? Who am I to say what I'm about to say right now? But it should be somewhat easy for not easy, but an offensive game plan to work. It should be easy to dilate or to put into a game plan each and every week, one way or another. What works for you, what doesn't work for you. Obviously, you're not going to give them the same game plan as you did the following week because that's just asinine if you do. But you should have some plays week in and week out that you see every week that work like a dime in various different ways and throughout the game, whether if it's in the first half or the second half. It should be one of those situations where the offense is humming in a particular way in some fathom, some shape or form. And we know that the Bears is running offense first. Like, we know they're run heavy first. We know that the Bears should run Justin Fields on design plays and on bootlegs and run with his feet to make the game a lot more easier. Hell, we complained so far at the beginning of the season that Justin Fields isn't really that pocket passer, but in the game against the Broncos, he looked like he was pretty comfortable in that position, being in the pocket, throwing dimes left and right. I mean, flea flickers that just were simply on a dime for Economius St. Brown. Cole Kmet, even on the running plays when he was going out right, that jump pass that he had to Cole Kmet. Justin Fields can do it. He's that quarterback. You should design a game plan for him to fit his strengths and minimize his weakness. And obviously, we saw his weakness towards the tail end of the game. But again, I don't put too much blame on Justin Fields for the loss on Sunday, even though he had a strip fumble sack to tie the game and threw a pick at the very end when he should have been up by 3 or at the very worst tied. But we're not going to talk about that anymore. We're going to move on from that. But Justin Fields, Luke Getsy should know that what works in Justin Fields' advantage and what works for Justin Fields to get the best out of Justin Fields, and which is mind-boggling to me that we've had to wait till week 4 in order for us to see that, right? So again, I hope that we get a Bears win tonight. I want a Bears win tonight because I don't want to go for 15 in a row, guys. This is just getting bad. 15 in a row means you're 0-16 in one season. We're going on a season and a half that we haven't gotten a win, guys. And you guys can say whatever you want to say about, the draft value or wherever we're going to be in the draft. We got number 1, number 2 in the draft this upcoming season. That doesn't bother me one damn bit. That's not even in the back of my mind like that right now at the very moment. What matters to me is that how do the Bears get a win? How do the Bears get good or find a way to be better week in and week out and hopefully get more than 3 wins that we got last year? You guys know, if you guys follow the JCA Sports Podcast in Big League Chicago, I am a I have a saying that do better than last year. And if last year, if the Bears get, if this year the Bears get 4 wins, guess what? That's better than last year in my standards. And I know that's a very low bar to set. And I know that's a very kind of a weak mindset to live by off. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, why should I exceed expectations, or why should I put my expectations higher than what it's supposed to be, knowing that I'm gonna be disappointed at the end of the day? My expectations just be better than last year. And I think winning 4 games shouldn't be that hard for the Chicago Bears, that we've seen even throughout the losing streak last season, that they're better than what they're looking at, or what they're how they're looking so far at the beginning of this season up until last week. That even though we still got a loss, it was an opportunity it was a beautiful sight to see that the Chicago Bears can play a style of football that is beautiful to the eye, in watching the offense just hum perfectly. And I don't think that's too much to ask. And if that could just give me 4 wins, or, you know, something at least, just more than 3 wins from last year, then guess what? I don't care what draft position I am drafting. It doesn't matter where I'm at. Carolina can also help us be at the top of the draft too as well with their draft pick. It's just our draft pick that I guess I kind of care about a little bit. But even then, so let's go on here to the comment section. Johnny P, what's up, Johnny? He said the Bears are gonna lose by 10. Fuck. I'm trying to be optimistic here, bro. I'm trying to bring some happiness to us Bears fans here. Greg, what up, Greg? Long time no see, bro. Hopefully you're doing well. If they call plays like they did Sunday in the first half, they will have a good chance of winning the game. 100%. 100%. I agree with you 110%. Something similar. The only thing that we have to do is just close out these games. And I think that was the one thing that the Chicago Bears couldn't do on Sunday, is close out games. So hopefully, or is this a trap game for the Commanders? Maybe. Maybe, like you said, maybe the death of Dick Butkus gives us some type of inspiration to pay homage to Butkus. Maybe. Homage, whatever how you want to say it. Maybe. But I just want to see, like Greg said, I want to see a game plan like they had on Sunday. Come in, work their way through, and hopefully get a W, because we can see with better talent that this team is better than what it was last year and could be way better and take it to the next step. CP, what's up, man? Isn't this sad how though we're settling for 2-3 wins to be happy? We're just talking about 9 and 10 wins before the season started. 100%. It's crazy how 4 games just switches your mindset real quick, CP. It really does. It's sad to say it, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, I think we're at a point now that losing 14 straight games in a row, hell, winning 1 game could just bring us happiness and joy, because we could talk about it and harp about it for a week and a half, because we're not going to see the Bears until a week from Sunday. But guess what? It will just give us a week of happiness, saying that, guess what? We finally saw the Bears win. Guess what? It's a good thing to see. And guess what? Maybe we could just hopefully ride the coattails of the momentum of the Bears winning, and hopefully we get 2 wins in a row instead of winning one, and then hopefully we'll see another one later on in the season. You know what I mean? It's just hopefully it's just a lot of hopeful. But trust me, hope, I guess, is what can save you and salvage the season. Ooh, speaking of CP, look who decides to show up. My God, CP, what's going on with CP, man?
What's going on, Eric? Man, I can hear the pain in your voice, bro. It's literally making me want to cry, bro.
I mean, it's not even
Like you're
pain.
literally on here begging,
Yeah. You
for
can say it's pain. You can say it's pain, but I mean, it's where we're at right now. It's literally where we're at. 15, 14 straight losses. We finally seen the team last week. We thought we were gonna get a win last week, CP, and the defense decided to blow it. The head coach decided to forget to what a field goal was. That field goal actually means points, and hopefully puts us in a better situation. But yeah, a win could do so much wonders, just for, I guess, for our mental sake, bro.
yeah,
I
for your
mean,
for your
that's all we're
psyche,
asking for.
bro. It could change the whole complexion of the team. It can make you think differently. I'm hearing stuff about Eberflus, like that. This might be it for him if they lose this game in like a really bad fashion. This could be it for him.
100%. I mean, hey, Tony was right. Tony says the Bears are going to surprise the nation today and winning at Washington against the Commanders. I mean, hell, I ain't gonna lie. I have the Bears winning in this pick'em league that I have in one of my old jobs that I'm still in for the last like 5-6 years. And I actually picked the Bears winning today. Like, I don't know why. I just did. I had the Bears winning. I mean, that's it. I just got to pick winners. That's all I had to do. And I was just like, Bears. I don't know why.
No, no,
Maybe
no. Look, you know why that's not a bad pick. I know, everyone's down on us as they always should be, but I mean, if you look at the numbers here, like John said, I agree with him wholeheartedly. This is a trap game for the Commanders. I'm gonna go back through the Commanders 4 games right quick. They barely beat the Cardinals, who've been frisky this year, but they barely got past them.
100%.
They barely got past the Broncos, who have been 70
We saw them
points,
last week. We
right?
saw them last week. We
Almost
know. We
lost to
know.
the Bears. They caught a beat down from the Bills. Only put up 3 points at home, and then they gave the Eagles a hard time. But um, everyone knows the Eagles defense don't look like what it did last year. So what I'm seeing is like, because when coming into this season, I thought the Commanders defense would be way ahead of their offense, and it's been the other way around. It's been
Other way
their
around.
offense that's been better, and it's been their defense that's been lackluster. So who's to say Justin Fields won't have another big game tonight against these guys? Because the Commanders have given up a lot of yards in all these games, bro.
Yep. Yep. I showed John and I think the other guys from Star 60 sent them a screen recording of my parlay picks for tonight. And I think I hit
Oh no.
almost overs on everything on the Bears and a little bit on the Washington. And I think it was like a 10-leg parlay just to be hopeful, man. I mean, hey, if the Bears don't win, at least my wallet does and wins big on that part too, because I got the over on the game. So hopefully he gets it. But what John said too earlier, CP, man, we were saying that they were going to win division. Like you two saying that they were going to win the division, right?
I did not say they would win the division.
Oh, he said I was saying we'd win the
Oh,
division.
I'm about to say I was not part of that group.
Yeah, no. Johnson says no. I'm not gonna get hopeful and let them break my heart again. I refuse. But it's hard, right? It's hard to do so because we only get 17 games of Bears football. That's all we get for 5 months, 4 months, however long the season is. So it's not like basketball where you get 80, 82. It's not like hockey where you get 82, 162 in baseball, and hell, 38 plus some in soccer, which my sport that I watch. Like you only get so many of these opportunities to get a win that you're hopeful for something for every season or every week, just to see if you can see something different, just to see if you can that they can like do. Why can't the And I get it. If they win, it's like, guys, why couldn't they do this like this like this long ago against the Packers or something like that? And I get it. It's frustrating to have that emotion, but at the same time, like you're invested because you ride and die with this team. This is being part of a sports fan that you have the love and admirations for. 52 guys. Like you're in love with 52 guys because they're representing not your team and your city at the end of the day. So again, he said he refuses to break my heart again. But I bet you at the end of the day, you say that and you're watching the game and you see something good and you'd be like,
Right.
these guys are going to give me again and blah, blah, blah. But it's part of the nature of being a sports fan, and especially being a Chicago Bears fan, because you're loyal if you're a Bears fan. Like there's nothing. Your heart can't be broken if you're a Chicago sports fan. Your heart's been broken enough.
It's toxic loyalty, but like loyalty nonetheless.
I hear you, Bobby. What's going on, Bobby? I know he's the one that earlier said that. Rest in peace, Dick Buckus too as well. So he says, I don't see how they're going to do well because Washington's front four making Justin uncomfortable is going to be a problem. 100%, 100%. And the offensive line for the Chicago Bears has been sketchy at times, although they've been improving every week.
And they get Tevin Jenkins back tonight, right?
Exactly. And Tevin Jenkins is back tonight. Maybe on a pitch count, maybe not. Who knows how they're gonna handle Tevin Jenkins? I heard he was good. I heard he was good last week to play, but since he was on the physically unable to perform list, he had to sit down all the way to week 4. So like this week had a pass for him to come to. Boy, Isaiah, what up, Isaiah? He said that the Bears go 0-5. I'm not watching them no more this season. And you know what? You're not the only one. There's going to be a lot of people on here, and a lot of people that's going to be on your boat. If they're going to be 0-5, like they're done. Even though there's 12 games left, they're going to be done watching this because it's the same shit. I mean, same bullshit that you've been seeing since last year for the last 10 games.
Right. It's supposed to be the easy part of the schedule.
Yeah. And this is supposed to be the easiest part of the schedule. Greg goes and says, I think everyone's focusing a little bit too much, and rightfully so. That defense can't stop a cold. We were promised way much better, especially if our defense are where our defensive minded head coach. Now, from what I've this whole entire offseason, everything that we've heard about the Chicago Bears and their defense was that secondary and the linebacking crew were top notch. They were the best unit. That secondary was the best unit on the defensive side of the ball, and rightfully so. But you got injuries left and right from Kyle Gordon to Johnson to Brisker, who Brisker's coming back after a hamstring injury. Like you're just playing rookies and young players on that position in the secondary, which makes it look even bad. But honestly, like I said, the defense slowly but surely has been somewhat improving. Oh, I'm sorry, I said the offensive line. The defense has been struggling
I'm about to
throughout so
say,
far the
wait,
first 5
what?
games of the seasons, but they're the ones on their side of the ball that they've been hurt the most, right? And once this team gets healthy, I guess maybe you'll see a change, right? But again, tonight for Matt Eberflus, CP, it's a must win. It's a must win game for Matt Eberflus, right? Is this going to be Eberflus's last game? It's a must win, right?
Oh yeah, without question. And my issue with Eberflus is like they say he's supposed to be a defensive minded head coach, right? And we brought in a few pieces. It's nothing, special or
Nothing
like
too
that blows
spectacular.
you away. But they brought
Mm-hmm.
in some, some pieces to try to help him at least
100%.
get something going on that defense, right? And Justin Fields, like his development is being hurt because of this. Because, like we said, Eberflus is a defensive-minded head coach, which meaning he's focusing on that defense. He's not focused on Justin Fields' development. So, if our defense isn't improving, what is Eberflus' purpose? Like the QB position
Mm-hmm.
has hurt the Bears for the last forever, really, and but you're saying like, hey, we know Eberflus is going to get this defense back to where it was. He's
Mm-hmm.
going to figure that side of the ball out, and then we'll figure out Justin Fields. But it's like, if our defense is this bad and Justin Fields isn't being developed, it's two negatives that's not going with each other here, and that's what my issue with Eberflus is. This is definitely a must win for him at this point because it's like if he doesn't win this week, he couldn't beat the 70-point Broncos last week. Like, when are you going to get a win, bro? Like,
Exactly. Yep.
are you like it's going to have to come against what, the Vikings or the Raiders after this? And if you lose those two games, like there's not much else you can even put into like what are you going to say to justify keeping him around? Like what can you say if he loses the next 3 games, bro?
No,
I know
exactly. I
people
mean,
don't like to fire coaches in the middle of the seasons. I get it. I get it.
nope.
People don't like to do that, but it's like it's getting to the point where everybody's just looking at you. Everyone's attacking how bad of an organization you is every day. I see it all over the news, bro. Like, and not just our news, but like other cities' news, like all the sports outlets just
Yeah,
attacking
it's
what a
crazy.
bad organization we is. Like, you normally don't see stuff like that all the time as consistently as we have now with the way the Bears are being ran, and it's just is bad. He needs to win, bro.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I think, and I know why, right? I think I know why. I think for the first time, I think the national media is finally getting into the Chicago Bears and talking about the Chicago Bears simply because like they saw Jay Cutler, Mitch Trubisky not really doing anything, and they finally found like the hype that Justin Fields was coming out of college, right? And thinking that he could take the Bears to the next level and whatnot. And now they're finally seeing that this organization is ran pretty bad. And there's a reason why these quarterbacks don't succeed in the Chicago Bears is because they're finally getting what we've been saying for the last at least what I mean since we've been doing this 3-4 years 2-3 years, but we've been saying it throughout with amongst ourselves that the Bears organization just sucks as a whole. And I think finally now that the national market is finally seeing that
It's
it's
putting
not just the
pressure on
field.
us. It's
It's
putting
it's
pressure.
exactly it's been multiplied in magnitude by 10,000. I this time now that the national media get up First Take, whatever shows on Fox Sports, whatever shows on NBC Sports, Pro Talk Football, whatever show is
Yeah.
now talking about the Chicago Bears, are now talking about how bad of an organization, or at least is getting there, how bad of an organization the Chicago Bears are at this point. Isaiah goes and he says, win or lose, fire Matt Eberflus. We haven't won a game since October of 2020.
A calendar year, bro. That is crazy.
I think we're approaching it. I think in about like 2 weeks, where it's
Yeah,
going to be the
we're
1
getting
year
there.
anniversary.
I heard someone say that we're worse than the 0-16 Lions. Because a lot of those games with the Lions were somewhere competitive, bro. We're losing. Yeah. If you go back to this 14-game losing streak, do you know how many times? First of all, we're giving up about, I think it said like 34 points a game, something in that area. Mm-hmm. Yeah, around that area. And the margin of victory to which we've lost, bro. I've heard like 25, 31. I believe there was a 35 piece in there. Like, it's the way.
There was a 50 piece from the Cowboys last year in there too.
Oh yeah, can't forget about that. Like, it's the way we're losing. I would understand if it was like, dang man, we lost by a touchdown. Oh, we lost by a field goal. Oh, we lost by 6. Like, I would get if you're competitive in these games, you're just like not finding ways to get it done, to like finish it. Every game is a blowout, bro, and that's where the national media picks up on us, and like we become the kid to get picked on, because like it's embarrassing. Like, it's literally embarrassing, and it's like I'm actually glad the spotlight is being put on us in this way, because now it affords the owners to finally understand, like, fix this, or there's going to be a world of hate coming your way. Like, people don't, like, Chicago fans don't play about their football, bro. And if they see you're not even trying, like, you're just happy to be owners of a football team, they're passionate, bro. Chicago people are really passionate. They're going to get on those owners.
We love our sports teams, CP. We love our sports teams, good and bad. But at the same time, like you just said, if the national media market is seeing how badly this organization is being ran, then yes, the pressure is on 100. Mind you, we always say we're the third biggest market in the United States, right? Chicago's the third biggest market.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also the only market that has one football team. New York has 2, Los Angeles has 2. So the full undivided attention of Chicago in football is with the Chicago Bears. So that says a lot right there. As for the question, before I answer, the JCA Sports Podcast here, doing the pregame of the Bears versus the Commanders on Thursday Night Football on the JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, guys. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Yes, and don't forget. Oh, well, not Twitter. I apologize. It's X. It's X. I've been saying it for the last month. Twitter, knowing that it's X now. So
sending people right off.
We're sending them right off. But have you been getting those emails? Like, I get emails talking about X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
I randomly get those emails. I'm like,
people gonna go on Twitter, type in star 6. They gonna get something crazy. Watch, something crazy gonna pop up.
It's funny. It's funny. Greg goes back on here and says, I don't know. If I can do a new coaching staff, it's basically starting from ground zero, which, again, I hate to admit it's needed, but I feel bad for the players having to learn a new system over and over. Need to get it right. No, 100%, Greg. You're 100% right. And that's why, like, for this question, is this Eberflus' last game? History says no. History says that wait till the end of the season, right? But at this point, I still say no. And if they do, shocking, right? I'm gonna say it's shocking that they fire Matt Eberflus. But let me tell you why it's shocking. Because you don't only lose a head coach, you lose a defensive coordinator. So it's a 2-1 special for firing one person.
Yeah.
So everybody just make sure you guys think about that really, really quick. That if you fire Matt Eberflus, you fire your head coach and your defensive coordinator. And hell, if you want to go 3-for-1, your assistant head coach too as well. Because his assistant coach was a defensive coordinator that ended up quitting 3 weeks ago. So mind you, if that's what you guys really, 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 really want, who's going to step up to the plate knowing that there's 2 positions that you need to fill for one person?
I definitely don't see. I understand exactly what you're saying, bro. I don't see the purpose of it either. I don't understand what it does for us. I don't think bringing in a new head coach are going to put like 3-4 wins on the
Yeah.
board. It's not going to change, bro. You're still going to have the same roster that simply doesn't really believe in each other or has chemistry like that. So I
And
think
it's and you're losing a head coach or you're firing a head coach and a defensive coordinator with, let's just say, if they do lose, you still have 12 games to go in the
mhm.
season. So it's not like it's not like we're in late November. It's not like December's right around the corner.
Exactly. It's not like the season is like all the way over, you know?
It legit just kind of started, guys.
Exactly.
And if you fire Matt Eberflus, and I get it. Look, I hear you, I hear John, I hear Isaiah, I hear Greg, I hear everybody that's going to be on this comment or has been commenting in the last couple of weeks talking about fire Matt Eberflus. But this would have been a lot more simpler if there was somebody behind. But there's nobody. Are you going to trust Lou Getsy to be
Oh
your interim
no.
head coach?
Oh no. Things will get
No,
even
right?
worse.
That look says it all, dude. Like, you're not going to trust him. Are you going to trust whoever is the offensive line head coach? Are you going to trust whoever's the defensive line head coach or whatever? Special teams coach. Do you even know their names?
Mm.
Exactly. Are you going to do the Indianapolis Colts for 12 games and grab somebody from ESPN or grab somebody from
Yeah.
Fox or NBC and put them on as your head coach, your interim head coach? Which, by the way, remember, you got to get two. You can't get one. You got to get two. And
They
I
grab
get
Jeff Saturday. We're gonna grab who we gonna grab? Roberto Garza or something. We gonna
right, something like that. I mean, I get the sexy pick. I get it. I get the Lovey Smith pick or his name being tossed there. I get him as your interim head coach. That's probably the only person you get the 2-for-1.
I don't think that does it.
But exactly, how are you going to do it? What is it going to do? What are you going to do with Lovey after the season? Because if you hire Lovey, you're not hiring him just for these next 12 games. You may hire him for an extra season or two. Like, again, firing Matt Eberflus doesn't make any sense.
Not right now.
Today, tomorrow, next week, in the middle of maybe in the middle of November. But at least with the next 3-4 weeks, there's no chance you fire Matt Eberflus. And I don't care if you have this so-called mini bye week playing Thursday night and you're not going to play until next Sunday. Like, it doesn't work. It's not going to work. And this is what happens when your organization hires your head coach before hiring your GM and having 25 people. And I know I'm over exaggerating on the number, but when you have 25 people in the hiring process to get your head coach before you get your general manager. And that's where we're at. That's what the Chicago Bears did with Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles. Like, they hired Eberflus and then Poles, and then they got Poles right afterwards.
And then
With
that's the problem.
Eddie
That wasn't Ryan Poles' guy. Who knows? Ryan Poles might have something entirely different in mind.
I mean, hell, they could have gotten. I mean, if they would have done it the other way, there was a good chance Eric Bieniemy would have been the head coach here for the Chicago Bears with the
That would have
Kansas City
been
tie.
wonders for Justin Fields, man.
And as you can see, what he's doing with Sam Howell in Washington, they're making them.
Sam Howell was not that guy, bro. I promise you. Eric Bieniemy is going to turn Sam Howell into a legit quarterback.
It's crazy how ass backwards this organization works. And I mean, I don't mean no disrespect what I'm about to say, but we're a bunch of nobodies, you and I. We're just doing this for shits and giggles and having fun and posting them on social media here and there just to get some type of clout. But in all reality, though, this is what everybody's talking about, even in the big national stages on sports radio here in Chicago. Like, we're working ass backwards. The Chicago Bears organization, the McCaskies, work ass backwards, and yet we can't do anything about it because they're still the Bears organization. And yet here we are like idiots watching the Bears week in and week out, hopefully praying for something completely different and hope for a fucking win. That's what we're all doing right now. But there's going to be, I can't even say there's going to be change. I mean, Kevin Warren may be something different, but fuck, man. Like, Even with Kevin Warren, like you still had the McCaskey stench. You know, it's like
Yeah.
running over a skunk. You run him over, and your car is gonna smell for a long time before you get that stench of a skunk out of your car. That's what it is. That's what the McCaskies. The McCaskies are a ran over skunk
Yeah, you got to
because
get that stink off your tire. You got to simply get a new tire, and that's what it's like. Yeah, we can always talk about the coach or the defensive coordinator, or you got to start from the ground up, bro. If you want to fix things, you got to start from where the problem started, and that's the McCaskies. It started from them, bro, and then it's just,
it just sucks, man.
can we trust things to still get better under them? I'm not so sure.
I mean, the only two people in that office, in that front office, outside of the McCaskies that I have faith in is Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles.
Right, I
Ryan
have
Poles,
faith in them.
we already saw his fuck up. Chase Claypool. Everybody
Mm,
has one. Nobody's
right,
perfect.
I'll give them
Nobody's
that.
perfect. He already has his one fuck up. Now he could do 10 things great, and then he's back again of having another fuck up. Like, all right, you've done this for us. You messed up this one time. It's okay. You did it again. Nobody's perfect, right? But Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren are the only two people that I have faith in this organization to turn around. That's not named, McCaskey, or his last name is not McCaskey. So, CP, can we have the same repeat performance from Justin Fields this week against the Commanders that we did against the Broncos?
I honestly believe we can. The question mark here is whether or not the defense can somehow keep Washington's offense in check. Because, like I said, Washington's offense has looked pretty good. We saw them last week against Philly. They nearly stole that game out from Philly, and it's like we just saw the Bears make Russell Wilson look like it was 2013 again. So I mean, I can't imagine and I would say that Washington is better than Denver at this point. So I mean, if we let Denver look like that, I can't imagine how Washington is going to look. Justin Fields, I expect him to have a big game tonight, actually, just because maybe based on last week and how he performed and how it ended, maybe he's going to come out with an edge, and he's just going to be ready to play. He's like, man, I threw that interception that cost us the game last week. I got to redeem myself. So I know he's going to come pumped up. And like I said, this Washington defense has been complete pushover so far this season. So I see no reason why the Bears shouldn't have another good game on offense this week. No reason, but it starts with the defense, bro.
100%. No, 110%, CP. You're absolutely right. The JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, Instagram, TikTok. Also, make sure you guys follow us on those social media platforms under the Star Six Media Productions and also the John Konavi and the JCAs. Hey, look who it is. Uncle Day Day, Deontay. What's up, bro? He said, let's be prepared for Fields to play well and the Bears to fall to 1-5. Nah, Deontay, bro. We optimistic, bro. Let's look for a win. I think that's what we need. We need a win. Everybody could come to me and talk to me about draft capital, draft picks, and stuff like that. I know it's whatever it is, but we need a win. I think, and we could have gotten one last week. We could have stolen one last week, or we could have confidently or dominantly won one last week if coaching wasn't such ass, right? And I think that's holding us behind is that how ass this coaching staff has been. But the players, they're there. The talent is there. The talent can actually win us at least a game or two so far this season. I honestly believe like this is the time where the Bears need a win. Like you're getting the rough end of Bears teams and Bears football and Bears fans that you're gonna be like Isaiah in a couple weeks. He's like, win or lose, they haven't won. He's gonna stop if they lose again today, and he's gonna stop watching. But so a repeat performance, hey CP, let's just put it like this, bro. Like if you want me to be 110% honest with you, man, my money's on the over. My money's on the over on Fields passing yards. My money's on the over on a touchdown and a half on Justin Fields
As it
passing.
should be. It should be.
Like what I saw Sunday, I know Justin Fields can put that repeat performance over and over and over again,
Look at the
week in and week
stats.
out. I know he can. I know he can. Like this dude can do it. He can do it. He can.
And Washington hasn't been good against these running quarterbacks so far. They gave up
Right.
they gave up 55 rushing to Josh Allen. They gave up
Yeah.
almost 50 to Jalen Hurts. This could be another game, a game where Justin Fields break out on the rushing side too. So they've had a hard time defending that. So it's Justin
Yeah.
Fields' world tonight, if we being
It
honest.
really is. And honestly, what I'm really hoping for, and I know I'm gonna put my predictions in for a little later, but let me just put this part in before I actually give you my actual pick, right? And then you'll understand where I'm coming from once I say this, right? What I'm hoping for is Justin Fields to put a night like he did Sunday in display for the national media market. And for everybody to see and everybody to say, like, I don't know what the Bears are doing, but they have their man. They just need to get it right. I just want to see that performance today. If I don't see it on Sunday, the following Sunday, all right, cool. I don't care. It is what it is. But on a national media market, on a national primetime game like today, where the whole entire world is seeing this football game, seeing Justin Fields perform the way he did on Sunday, carrying it on over, it's a week and a half worth of Justin Fields and high praise for him, which is what he really needs for multitude of reasons, right? There's many reasons
Mm-hmm.
why you want to have Justin Fields to have a great game, whether if you're on the side to keep him or whether you're on the side to trade him or and draft another quarterback. You just need Justin to be consistently great and can be consistently successful for these next 12, 13 weeks left in the football season.
And Lord knows in the sports world, the narrative changes from week to week always. So, like when the Bears lost to the Chiefs, everyone was talking about how bad Ohio State quarterbacks are and how the Caleb Williams sweepstakes needs to start. And then after this week, but even though he lost, he put up the 300-yard games. Now it shifted from Justin Fields being a bad quarterback to the Bears being a bad organization and
Yep.
not doing what's right for Justin Fields. You see
Yep.
how that changes? So
Yep. And I was about
Justin
to say
Fields he
that
controls the
narrative of
narrative.
Ohio State quarterbacks is also being backed up to him by CJ Stroud down in Houston.
CJ
Like,
looks
like
he looks amazing.
he looks great. He looks great down there so far. And Texans have been a surprise team so far this early of the season. Uncle Day Day goes, they haven't been, but the Bears offensive coordinator doesn't think he's a running quarterback. Look, eventually, Justin Fields needs to pass from the pocket. Eventually, he has to do his damage inside the pocket. Can he go outside and do his running game and do stuff like that? Yeah. Design plays, all that. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Is there going to be a risk of injury for him doing that? Yeah, of course. You're also going to get a risk of getting an injury if he's in the pocket too as well. It's football. Fuck, you're going to get hurt. You know what I mean? But if you still have that threat and that ability to do run designs for Justin Fields, take advantage of it. I don't think it's that hard. I think you and I, Deontay, and everybody that watches or listens to us knows that Justin Fields has that ability, that escapability, and that running threat to keep the team kind of tense up, the defensive line or the defensive team tensed up, for them to like, oh shit, is he running? Is he passing? Is this a fake or is this an actual run? You know,
Mm-hmm.
we can see it. We all can see it. Us and the 6, 7, 8, 9 people that follows and listen to us, bro. Like we can all see it. The
I
fact that
mean,
the offensive coordinator can't is just mind-boggling to me. And I get it that you want to practice him or make him prepared to be in the pocket to take his professionalism to the next level. And yes, you bring that gradually with time, but don't force it on the kid. Gradually bring it. And you saw it over the weekend. Yes, the defensive line for the Broncos isn't all that great. But my man, if he has time in the pocket, my man could deliver a fucking ball. He
definitely.
could deliver a ball yard like down 20, 25, 30 yards. Like he could deliver dimes, bro. Like, and that's the thing. Like, what gets me is that Justin Fields can be that guy. I saw him in Ohio State briefly. And he could play the position. You just have to work with the guy. And I don't think they're working with him the right way. I think that's the problem. They're not working with Justin Fields the right way. And it's upsetting that we're wasting what I don't want to say a generational talent, but a great talent in
Yeah,
Justin
a pretty
Fields
good one. A pretty good one.
as our quarterback because we don't have the right mindset in this organization or in this coaching staff, not organization, coaching staff, because those are the ones that's teaching them. We don't have the right mindset in this coaching staff for Justin Fields to succeed and take his skills and his talent to the next level. And that's the sad part about it, bro. It's just it's mind-boggling. That's why I have the argument that Mitchell Trubisky, you could give me stats all you want. I could definitely see Justin Fields is a way better quarterback than Mitchell Trubisky. And I don't
Without
care what the
question.
record and the stats say, Justin Fields is a way better quarterback than Mitchell Trubisky. And if you guys want to put me the Pro Bowl and 2 playoff appearances and less
I don't care
interceptions
about none of
and
that.
this, nah, bro, nah. That to me is not what's the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that he's a better quarterback than Mitchell Trubisky, John.
Trubisky used to overthrow people about 20, 30 yards, bro. Like, and
he underthrows people by 2-3 yards.
it happened way too often. You say what you want about Mitchell Trubisky, like honestly, in my eyes, yeah, I mean, it's nice to make the Pro Bowl or whatever, but honestly, I feel like it's not what it used to be. Like, I forgot some terrible quarterback made the Pro Bowl. I forgot, was it Mac Jones? I think it was Mac Jones that made the Pro Bowl. So, like, I'm not really sold on, the whole QB making a Pro Bowl thing anymore. But like Justin Fields throwing talent, like if you watch the tape, you watch the video compared to Justin Fields, it's not close, bro.
Hell no. It's not even close. Yes or no? If the Bears end up with the first 2 pick, Caleb Williams will go back to USC. I think this is going to be the question of the year, right? Depending how or where the Bears are drafting, correct? Because I know he said there's a list of quarterbacks, or not quarterbacks, I'm sorry. A list of teams that Caleb Williams wants to go to. I think it was the Raiders, the 49ers, the Cowboys.
Vikings was on there.
Was it? I don't remember the other 2, but it was like another one that was kind of like, that's interesting. Damn, I forgot. I know it was just those. I know there was 5 teams that he said. I know it was 5 teams. For what I've heard, it's just because he said that everybody's think, oh, it's the Bears. The Bears are not gonna. The Bears always ruin quarterbacks and so on and so forth, and this and that. There's also reports that I've heard that he just wanted to stay away from Arizona, thinking that Arizona was going to be in there.
Right, that's what I heard. I haven't heard nothing about this Bears thing.
Right, because of Josh Rosen and Kyler Murray type of thing. You know what I mean? Like how
in their decision on the coaches that they hiring, like the coaches they just hired, a lot of people were scratching their heads with that one.
Yeah. And that's what I've been hearing. That's what I heard. But I've heard a lot about the Bears and at least some sprinkles from the national media market about like Caleb Williams notes to the Bears because the Bears suck and they don't know how to develop a quarterback. And
no,
so
that's not true.
So no, I think if the Bears get the first 2 picks, I don't think that he'll go back to USC, even though he's probably might get a little bit more money, going back and with the NIL deal and so on and so forth. But also at the same time, if whatever you got in Justin Fields is true and it's legit, and if we get the same performance we got Sunday, let's just say there's 13 weeks left. If Justin Fields performs the way he performs Sunday, maybe 8 times out of the next 13 times, damn well Justin Fields is going to be the Bears.
He's not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere. But if that's the only time we see it in these next 12 or 13 weeks, then we kind of got to consider it.
If we see the Kansas City game a lot more down the line in the season, then I think the Bears will start to scratch their heads and wonder if they should go in a direction. But I'd be really surprised if Justin Fields played bad like the rest of the year. Like I said, he's probably just still getting up to speed. I still remember what he did last year. That's why I'm holding on to that, and I'm holding on to what I just saw in this Denver game.
Me too.
People are too quick to give up when they look into the future and see like the possibility of certain things. And I know it's exciting to look at, Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr., like those first 2 picks. I know that's exciting, but you cannot look at it that way. You have to focus on the here and now, and you have to see where Justin Fields is going before you even worry about another damn quarterback.
100%. I'm right with you, CP, and there's nothing wrong with looking at that. Like the quarterback is semi-set. Right. Let's also be 100% honest here. Right. Mm-hmm. It's semi-set with Justin Fields here. Right. He's not your typical game changer per se because he hasn't really translated into some wins, right? In order for you to become a game changer, you have to have some wins under your belt. He only has 3 and has a double-digit loss column already, right? To have Marvin Harrison Jr. alongside DJ Moore, that's perfectly fine with me too, right?
Oof.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
That's your
yeah, if
number
you
one and
put
number
those two
two.
together, because I can see a scenario where they trade the first pick again and get a crazy haul
Another
again.
home. Yeah.
Because those top 2 picks will be valuable. People will be, especially if Caleb Williams does decide, you know what, hey, you know what, maybe I will go to the NFL. A lot of teams, Raiders, Vikings, if they don't like what Kirk Cousins is doing, I see a
Exactly.
lot of those teams trading,
I
giving
do
up
too.
another crazy package, Hey,
I do
so
too. I hear it. I'm right with you too as well. But in order for that to happen, though, CP, Justin needs to perform. And he needs to step up, and we need to see consistently him playing very well.
and I
But
saw
you know what I also see that maybe Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't really need to be here with the Chicago Bears, bro. We can't get to the fucking quarterback whatsoever, bro.
oh,
We can't even sniff the opposing quarterback, bro. So if you're telling me that I could get a top defensive end and maybe a defensive tackle in that team to get the quarterback, to you know how well that'll make the defense better too, as well, dude. Like the Bears have so much problems, and yes, I can see a scenario where we draft Marvin Harrison Jr. and draft another pick and get them later on. I can see every single scenario. Like right now, the Bears losing, Ryan Poles still has like a big ass pot that he can still cook and still add some
uh-huh.
ingredients to make the chef kiss. And as much as it angers us, and as much as we're getting upset that we haven't seen a Bears win in so long, it also comes to like, man, like it also in the back of your mind is like, bro, it's the Bears. They're gonna find a way to fuck this shit up somehow, some way this year. Like, that's the mindset that we've been having because we've been seeing it for so long, CP. We've been seeing it for so long that it's kind of getting to the point where it's like this is what we're known for. Where no
Right.
matter
And
who's here, we find a way to fuck it up.
I'm with you on the defensive side too. Because if I remember correctly, last year the Lions they couldn't rush the passer for shit. So what did they do? They drafted Aiden Hutchinson, and now look at them. The year before
Yeah.
that, and they drafted Aiden Hutchinson, and they like we knew they had all the pieces on offense. They've been slowly building their offense, but notice that they built their defense back up. Like I said, Lions were terrible on defense 2 years ago. Remember all those points they were giving up to
Mm-hmm.
everybody. They
Mm-hmm.
were exciting to watch on offense, but they were giving up hella points to everybody. So I could see where you would go in that direction. Yeah, you can have Justin Fields, DJ Moore, and some exciting pieces on offense, but you have to start somewhere on that defense, and whether that be taking like the best defensive guy in the draft, and then you start there. Because every great defense, they go as their defensive line goes, and you have to start somewhere. And what better way to do it than you having the first 2 picks in the draft? Like that never happens, like ever.
Nope. I mean, there's been times where teams had back to back first round picks in a draft that's not number one, number two. But as of right now, if the season somehow miraculously ended today, the Bears got the number one and the number two pick in next year's draft. The JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, guys. We're about to wrap this up so we can all get comfortable, get our pizza, get our beer, wings, fries, whatever you're eating for today's game. Maybe even a ham and cheese sandwich. I don't care what you guys are eating for today's
Not a habit.
game, but the game's about to start in about half an hour or so. So let's start ending the show right now. CP predictions, bro. What do you got? Who do you have winning today?
Well, last week for the first time in a long time, I might have to do my research on this because the Bears put up 500 yards of offense last week.
Yep.
When was the last time you think we did that? We threw for 300 some yards and we almost rushed for 200 yards. That lets you know Justin Fields and DJ Moore, the passing game is there. Khalil Herbert, the running game is there. Like I said, Washington has given up a lot. You still trying to think back on that?
Something
When
about
last
somewhere
time?
between Trustman era sounds about right.
Not the Trashman. Oh my god. Yeah, that just goes to show you it's been a while since we've done that. So I'm not gonna say I expect the same this week, 500 yards of offense, but I can't see like 400. You know, like I can
I
see
hear you.
Justin Fields throwing for like in the 200 range, not high 200, but some 200. I see them running the ball. Like I said, Washington, they've not been the defense I expected them to look like. So I think there'll be some openings there. They tend to make some mistakes, let people go. They kept letting AJ Brown go last week, so I
Mm-hmm.
expect a big game for DJ Moore tonight too. But I think Washington wins this solely based on us getting outcoached by Ron Rivera. That's what I see happening. I don't see us getting outplayed. I see us somehow getting outcoached. And I'm not gonna say another super high scoring game, but I think both teams will score because both defenses have been like piss poor, especially ours, but Washington's has looked pretty bad too. So I could see Washington winning this 30-23.
Damn.
Somewhere in the area, maybe 30-20.
Well, I hope that's the right score too, because I have the over on that one, right?
Over what? What does it
I think the
say?
over is like 40.
Oh, 40? That's it? Hold
44.
on.
Hold
Let
on.
me let me bet on that.
And let me go to my to one of my gambling sites, since we can't really talk about the gambling sites because we're not sponsored by them or anything whatsoever. But yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
technically it's over
44 and a
45.
half.
I got 45 on one site.
Oh, okay, I'm looking at FanDuel. They got 44 and a half.
I
I
got 45,
definitely could see
which is
them
kind
getting.
of technically in and around the ballpark of where you're saying, or where we're at,
Okay,
45,
so
44 and a
like
half.
24, 21 in that area. I think they can reach that.
I see a 20. For some reason, I see like a stupid ass 29 somewhere up in there, like a 29-27 ball
Someone
game.
gives up a safety.
More like 3 field goals after the
Yeah, a couple of
20s
field
type shit.
goals.
Yeah. But I see like a 27-29 Bears. 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 27-29. Don't know why I
You're
had
taking
like
the Bears.
a weird score in there, but like I was telling John throughout the week, like, bro, like when it comes to gambling, I think what's my fault is that I do it so early in the morning that my intuition, like the way how I feel, like leading
Mhm.
up to the game is where should I start gambling, putting the sights on it. Because I had like this weird feeling most of the times. And I for some reason I feel like there's like a 9 in there, like a 29, 26, 27 type of score in there for some odd reason. I don't know why, but leading up into this, I have Bears 29-27. Weird.
Okay, that's so Raven. Okay, we follow you, the guru. We gonna follow you, man.
I have that
I
dumb
got
look on my face too most of the time. Like
Bears +6. I feel like I can do that.
I could do -6. Was the plus? I never get the pluses and the minuses right. Like I for some reason I always think as mathematically as this supposed to sound correct. I always thought +6 means you lose by 6. -6 is that means you lose within the 6. But it's the other way around.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
That is so stupid. I
It's
don't
the
know why.
world we live in. It's the world we live in today, man.
All right. Well, thank you for watching the JCA Sports Podcast here on the pregame to the Bears Commanders game. I know Rick and Kyle were gonna live stream the game too as well. So they're on right now on Star 6 Media. Go ahead and watch them and hop on over, join in on their conversation throughout the game too as well. I'll be on there too as well, giving them my little 2 cents in there every once in a while when I remember. But to everybody, Beyonce, Greg, UCP, Isaiah, John, and everybody, and Tony and Bobby, thank you very much for commenting on today's show. Thank you guys for watching, listening to the Bears pregame here on the JCA Sports Podcast. We'll be on Monday. I know it'll be a little few days after the Bears reaction. We might surprise you guys tomorrow on the show. Who knows? We'll see. Let's see what the guys want to talk about for a reaction show for the Bears game today against the Washington Commanders. All right, guys. Let's
Probably
pray and
hop
hope for a
on with
Bears win. I have them on the
Kyle and
pick and
Rick.
pool.
I'll definitely probably hop on with Kyle and Rick. It's fun. It's fun to watch Rick's emotions like go up and down throughout the game. I promise you, Eric, it's the funniest shit ever, bro. When he's watching a Bears game,
I
he
love
like
hearing it too.
anger, depression. He's going through all 5 stages of grief. It's crazy, bro.
It's hilarious. It is beyond Harris. I love Rick, but we'll see. We'll keep you guys posted, guys. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and also on TikTok for more sports highlights and also updates on our show too as well. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you for everybody joining us. CP, bro, you're the best, man. I wish you luck, and also just hit me up on one of the trades, bro. We might have something.
You don't never answer your phone.
I never do. That's the worst thing about me. Like you could text me
Worst
and I'll answer probably like hours later, the day after, bro. Trust me, I'm that guy. I apologize, but text me again and we'll talk. We'll talk. But for
Okay.
that, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I will see you guys next time. We don't know when next time it is, but keep it posted. Thank you guys very much. See ya. Go Bears!